Hey everybody, Fred Minnick here, and do I have a list for you? If you're one of those data junkies, someone who loves to keep up with the NCAA top 25 or who's got the best batting average, then you're a lot like me. Over the years, I've enjoyed keeping track of the data of who's the best-selling bourbon. And over the years, I've developed a relationship with Drizly. Drizly is an app that has connections with 4,500 stores across the United States. And that app goes directly into the point of sale at these stores across the country. Someone gets on the app, they make a purchase, and then that gets delivered to them from that particular store. Now, Drizly gets a cut, that's basically like a point of sale service, but they are across the country and they give me access to their data. They don't pay me. I don't have any kind of paid partnership with them at all, but I get access to their data, and I am excited to present to you or to show you what is the top 10 best-selling bourbons on the rise. So these are the fastest-growing bourbons of the second quarter. Now, if you want to find out what the best-selling bourbons are of the second quarter, I have a list in the description. You can click on that to find out who the top 20 were. I'll give you a hint. Number one has a red dripping wax, if that tells you anything. So before I jump into this, I want you to guess who's number one, because I'm telling you, I would not have guessed who's number one on this list in a million years. So this is the fastest selling bourbons of the second quarter 2022. Who do you think is number one? Put it in the comment section right now. Don't fast forward. Put it in the comment section right now. I want to know what you think is number one, because I was way off base. In fact, this entire list kind of threw me off. I could have guessed a couple of them, but this is a list to keep your eye on, especially if you're in the bourbon business, about who is made the top 10 of the fastest growing products in the bourbon category under Drizly. So here we go. At number 10. Once again, this is only Drizly data. If someone goes in and purchases this product in the store, that does not count toward this. So this is the top 10 fastest growing products according to Drizly. Number 10, Bradshaw Bourbon. Now, I've had Terry Bradshaw on my podcast. I had him at the Kentucky Derby Museum. His bourbon has done very well in some of my blind tastings. And basically, it is Green River product. So Green River Distillery in Owensboro is a distillery on the rise. I've done some positive reviews on them. I think that's a great distillery. They're doing great work. And Bradshaw Bourbon, in my opinion, is the brand that helped put that distillery on the map, especially from a contemporary perspective. And coming in at number 10, I would not have guessed Bradshaw Bourbon. I might have put them on a top 25 for fastest growing, but the fact that they're at 10, it's a young product, it's a young brand. Their bourbon is 3 to 5 years old. Their rye is in the same category. It's very good for the age, and it does well in blind tastings for me. So I'd say, keep your eyes out for the growth of Bradshaw Bourbon. This is one, for this to make the list, for this product to make the list this early, that's showing that whatever they're doing marketing-wise is paying off. Now, at number 9, this one surprised me because I thought Bro Brothers Bourbon was largely a Kentucky product. But, of course, this data represents more than 20 states, and Kentucky is one of them. And I don't know if that makes up a good chunk of the revenue here. But at number 9, Bro Brothers, the first African-American owned bourbon in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. So for them to be at number 9 just shows you how much they are resonating, how much their bourbon is basically breaking through into the category of bourbon. This is a big win for a small company on the rise, much like Bradshaw Bourbon. Bro Brothers is new, and they're just getting in front of people. And so for them to be number 9 on Drizly's list, that is a big, big win for them, and I think that's nothing but a bright future business-wise for Bro Brothers Bourbon. At number 8, now this is one where you can kind of like scratch your head. And by the way, I'm wearing a hat. I'm wearing a CR Citrus hat. That's to support my friends who are making dehydrated citrus for your cocktails. They are if you do one of my blind bourbon events, you get to smell that. So they're great people. So and also this is like my favorite hat. But at number 8, Old Fitzgerald bottled and bond 11-year-old. Now this is where how the data is compiled kind of like shows itself. So the Old Fitzgerald is a limited edition allocated product that does not have it does not have enough bottles to make really any like bestseller list because it's a limited quantity. However, this list is based on revenue generated. So every store can set how they price their products, and Old Fitzgerald is one of those where some retailers might mark it up. So if you tally everyone's marked up prices as well as like a already high SRP, I can see how Old Fitzgerald makes the list. By the way, Blanton's was on the top 5 of the best sellers according to Drizly. So if you want to see that list, that is in the description. At number 7, a Source product called Lucky 7. They're 12-year-old. Big fan of this. I think they're doing great things at Lucky 7. They happen to be in that non-distiller producer category where they're buying up a bunch of barrels, and they are priced high. So I think that's also, while I appreciate this product and while I think they're doing good things for the category they're in, this goes back to that this list is about revenue generated versus bottle sales. But for Lucky 7 to make the top 10, that just goes to show you that they are in front of the right people on the app of Drizly. At number 6, this is one that made me smile. My friends at St. Augustine Distillery making Florida Straight Bourbon. This is a big win for a craft distiller who has been there from the very beginning, has been like trying to get their names out, trying to appeal to consumers in the bourbon category that seems to be one direction one day and another direction another day. I'm very happy to see St. Augustine on this list because they're incredibly great people. And, they make their own whiskey. This whiskey is really good. Their port finish is off the charts good. I would tell you that St. Augustine is not only a distillery on the rise, but in the distilling community, they're leaders for craft distillers. So congratulations to St. Augustine for making number 6. Now, here's one that does not surprise me. Old Forester Single Barrel. So I don't know if these are private barrel selections that get kind of skewed in here as well. But the fact that Old Forester is in the top 5 for the fastest growing category does not surprise me at all. I do not know specifically what product this was. It could have been the private barrel selects across all the distilleries, or it could be, like a rye got mixed in there as well. So, sometimes when you get like the data pools from these larger companies, fine tuning it into what it really is can be a little fun. But it does not surprise me to see Old Forester right there at number 5. At number 4, Michter's is just crushing it all around in the luxury categories, but they often get dismissed in the value side. But their regular small batch US 1 bourbon, I mean, it's solid. It's a solid pour for $40-$50, and people love it. And so it does not surprise me to see this right here in the top 5. I'm a little surprised, though, that this was not on the bestseller list. So I would expect to see Michter's. Actually, was it on the bestseller list? Yeah, just to confirm, I took a look at the bestseller list from Q2 2022 so far. and Michter's is not on that list. Michter's is not on that list. So that is a bit of a surprise to me. That is a brand that I would think would be a little bit more in the sales side of the top 20. So yes, but number 4, Michter's is representing strong. At number 3, from the heart of Texas, Treaty Oak Day Drinker. I think that's a cool name. Now, Treaty Oak has a collaboration with Whiskey Myers. They are very strong in Texas, and they have a very good marketing group. Their whiskey is, they're doing some blends of straights. They're doing a lot of different things, but most importantly, they're getting their name out there. And you can tell, especially by, some of these in here, you can tell who's doing a good job of strategically reaching people online. And I think Treaty Oak, who is reaching people online and is a part of the Drizly network in a big way, at number 3, that's solid. I wonder, though, if that's going to resonate into long-term growth for them. I think sometimes that, a sell on Drizly may not be the same as somebody walking in the store and buying one. And I think Treaty Oak is a good test example of if that's true or not. So we'll find out with Treaty Oak. But I think they do an excellent job on marketing. George Ringham's Single Barrel should be a surprise to nobody. It's very good whiskey coming out of Indiana. Coming in at number 2, I dare say that, with the right amount of marketing and the right amount of getting in the right circles, this will be in, top 15 very quickly in terms of best in a quarter. At number 1, now I'm going to be taking a look in your comments to see what you picked as number 1. I'm going to say right now, Widow Jane was not on my list for even this top 10 list. Now, Widow Jane was a part of the group that was acquired by Heaven Hill, and you're looking at it right here as to what Heaven Hill was looking at. Heaven Hill was most likely looking at where are the fastest growing brands, who's done a good job building a brand, and who has a footprint digitally. Again, this is about Drizly. Drizly is a digital footprint for buyers. So online shopping for alcohol is one of the biggest, most important things right now when it comes to the entire industry. And for Widow Jane to be at number 1 as the fastest growing bourbon in the second quarter of 2022 shows you that Heaven Hill knew exactly what they were doing when they acquired this brand. But that's the list. That's the top 10 best-selling or fastest-growing products according to Drizly in the bourbon category. What do you think about this list? What do you think about Drizly's data? Put it in the comment section. I want to know. But that's going to do it for me on this quick list. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you'd like to learn more about American whiskey, click that subscribe button, become a member, join the crazy world that we have going on here. And I appreciate you tuning in. However you've been watching this, whether on your iPhone, your computer, or your smart TV. But be safe out there, folks. And remember, vodka sucks unless it's being used for hand sanitizer. Cheers, everybody.